Hello, today I thought I'd do a book haul of all the books I got for Christmas and some that I bought previously. So first up is Stolen by Lucy Christopher, and it says on the back, "It happened like this. I was stolen from an airport, kidnapped, taken from everything I knew, everything I was used to, imprisoned by sand and heat, dirt and danger, and he expected me to love him. This is my story, a letter to my captor." I'd wanted to read this for a really long time, and I read it last night actually, and it did not, it was brilliant. I loved the writing, I thought it was flawless, and it was brilliant. It was just, it really makes you sort of think, because there's, in remake, the main character, Gemma, she sort of, it's quite ambiguous. You're not sure or not if she's suffering from Stockholm syndrome, and this just makes you feel like Anna, like you're not sure who to trust. It's brilliant that way, and how it really makes you think. It's from, you completely understand from Gemma's point of view how everything's happening. So I'm so glad I got this, and it was really good, and I'd recommend it. The second book I got is How I Found You by Gabriella Lepore. And it says, "My name is Rose Winchester. That's one of the three things I know for sure. The other two are these. 1, it's raining. 2, I belong to him." And I've also read this. I've read 4 of the books that I'm going to show you today, and it was pretty good. I actually started reading this in Waterstones, and then I got it for Christmas. It was good. At the beginning, I have to say, it annoyed me with, there seemed to be a lot of exclamation marks, and that really quite annoyed me. I know it shouldn't do, but it did. But it got a lot better, and I actually enjoyed it. Like, it was sort of a good read, and it was kind of interesting. You find out 2 things about the 2 brothers that she meets, and that was sort of interesting how that was written, although a bit confusing at first. It was good, and I liked the character of Rose. She didn't annoy me, so that's always a good thing. The next book is one of the books I bought as a Christmas read, and it's Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson and Myracle. These are 3 short stories, but they're set in the same town on the same night, but with different characters. But in each story, the primary characters in one of the other stories will appear as secondary characters. And I really enjoyed this. It was a really good Christmas read. I thought they were all really funny, and I enjoyed it. And it's also, I'd never heard of Maureen Johnson or Myracle before, so it makes me want to read some of their books, and I definitely recommend it as a Christmas read. The next book is Melissa Hill's A Gift to Remember. It's a really nice edition to begin with. This is fairly new, and it's in hardback obviously, and the cover's really nice. However, I did get drawn in by the cover, and I think the cover, to me, the cover is a lot better than what's inside the cover. This was, when I bought this, I was expecting it to be a chick flick, not chick flick, like, chick lit. We're not talking about films here, we're talking about books. And it was fairly, I finished it and I got that sort of meh feeling. I did enjoy it enough to keep reading though. I finished it, and I'm glad I did finish it, but as a Christmas read, I wouldn't really recommend it. And sometimes the only reason I carry on with the book is because I feel awful if I don't finish it, especially if I've bought it myself, because I feel like it's a waste of money. Oops, don't tell anyone. And the next book I got was Codename Verity by Elizabeth Vine, or Wayne, and it says on the back, "I have 2 weeks. You'll shoot me at the end no matter what I do. That's what you do to enemy agents. It's what we do to enemy agents. But I look at all the dark and twisted roads ahead, and cooperation is the easy way out. Possibly the only way out for a girl caught red-handed doing dirty work like mine. And I will do anything to avoid SS Hauptsturmführer von Linden interrogating me again." And this sounded really good. I've seen a lot about it on my Tumblr dashboard, so I thought that was a good enough recommendation from anybody. And it just looks good. I've heard a lot of things about the writing being really good, and I'm excited to start reading this. The next book I got is a sort of classic, which I have not read yet, and it's The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is meant to, I don't even know what it's meant to be. It's one of those books where you hear about it all the time, but you don't really know what it's about. The basic sort of understanding that I've got of it is it's about a young girl, well, sort of early 20s, maybe late teens, and she goes to New York to write on a new magazine, and she sort of lives in like this high up society, and she's really excited for it, and then it sort of comes as a letdown, and I think she definitely has depression, I think. I need to be in the right mindset to read this. With books like this, which are quite, you know, depressing in some ways, but brilliant but depressing, I always need to be in the right mindset. So I'm excited to read this. Yeah, I'm really interested in Sylvia Plath as a writer. I really want to read some of her poetry as well. So I'm excited. And the next book I read about a year ago, but I asked for it for Christmas because I really wanted it. It's a brilliant book. It's Elijah's Mermaid by Essie Fox. First of all, the cover is so pretty. It's like just see that. It's so sparkly and beautiful and nice. And I'll read the back. Since she was found as a baby, floating in the Thames one foggy night, web-toed Pearl has been brought up in a brothel known as the House of Mermaids. Cosetted and pampered there, it is only when her 14th birthday approaches that Pearl realises she is to be sold to the highest bidder. Meanwhile, orphaned twins Lily and Elijah have shared an idyllic childhood, raised in a secluded country house with their grandfather, Augustus Lamb. But when Lily and Elijah visit London, a chance meeting with Pearl will have repercussions for all of them, binding their fates together in a dark and dangerous way. This is really beautifully written. It's sort of about Victorian underworld. There's a lot of twistedness. It explores the theme of being obsessed with something or somebody, and it's just a really well. I've really recommended this to a lot of people. I'm not sure how many of them have read it. It's not a fast read. I found I had to concentrate on it, but you know, I think it's good. And then the next book are sci-fi classics, which I still haven't read, and I got all of them for Christmas. They are The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Now, I'm sure you've all probably heard of these, but don't really know what they're about. I'll just read the synopsis on the back of the first book. On the 12th of October 1979, the most remarkable book ever to come out of the great publishing corporations of Ursa Minor and Earth was made available to humanity, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's an ordinary Thursday lunchtime for Arthur Dent until his house gets demolished. The Earth follows shortly afterwards to make way for a new hyperspace bypass, and his best friend has just announced that he's an alien. At this moment, they're hurtling through space with nothing but their towels and an innocuous-looking book inscribed with the big, friendly words, "Don't panic. The weekend has only just begun." I've tried reading a little bit of the first one, and I thought it was hilarious. So many people have recommended them to me, saying they're really funny. And sci-fi is not really a genre that I read much of, and I'm really excited for these. So, yeah, looks good. Now, when I got that set and I was looking it up, I didn't realise that it also came with 3 of Douglas Adams's books, and they are the Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency books, and the second one is the series is called The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul, and the third one is The Salmon of Doubt. Now, the third one he was writing when he died, so it's actually, I think, half unfinished. This is what I've gathered from the back anyway. And so this one also includes some of his other writing sort of collected into one book. And I didn't know these came with the set, so I was really excited to see that, and I'm sure I'll really enjoy The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so these will probably be brilliant as well. Now, the final book I got was a cookbook, and it is The Little Paris Kitchen by Rachel Khoo. and I really love cooking and baking. I do a lot of cooking, I mean a lot of baking, but not very much cooking. So whenever I get cookbooks, it makes me really excited and inspired. And I'm also going to Paris in February, so this has been really getting me in the mood. And it's a really beautiful book to begin with. I mean, the end pages are brilliant. I think she might possibly have done all the illustration things herself. They're on the start of chapters as well, those sort of little illustrations. I'm not entirely sure though, they just look like them. And it's got some really like beautiful double spread photographs in it. You know, her fashion taste, by the way, is beautiful. I love everything she wears in this book. And the recipes, the actual important things, are quite good as well. I've only tried one of them, and it was a potato bake, and it was really nice. And I would really recommend this because I think there's sort of an enigma about French cooking, that it's really difficult and you need a sort of degree to do it, but I think this is trying to prove it wrong, and I'm really looking forward to cooking more from it. Now, I also, because I want this to be a book and a film channel, I also got some DVDs for Christmas which I'd like to share with you. And only 3. And the first one is The Hunger Games. This is the first film, and it's based on the first book in Suzanne Collins' Hunger Games trilogy. Obviously it's got Jennifer Lawrence, I nearly forgot her name then, who is one of my favourite actresses, and I also think she's a brilliant role model for young people. And yeah, this is just a classic. I went to see Catching Fire when it first came out, and it sort of reinstated my love for these films and these books. And so I can't wait to rewatch it, because I haven't actually seen it since I saw it in the cinema on the first day it came out, which was about nearly a year and a half. It came out November 2012, so yeah, a year and a month ago. And then the second film I got is a French film, and it's called Angela, and it's directed by Luc Besson. I'd never heard of this before I actually opened it, but I'll read you the summary, and it says, Angela begins when 2 strangers meet on a bridge one morning. Looking to escape his past, Andre accepts the help of the mysterious Angela and sets in motion a change of events that will change his life forever. Sets in motion a chain of events. Beautiful in its simplicity, Angela is a striking supernatural love story, and the first film Besson has directed for over 7 years. Now, this sounds really good. I think it's sort of a supernatural love story. That's what I heard anyway. And I'm really excited to see this. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like it, from the photos on the back, it looks like it's all in black and white. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really excited to watch this. I actually asked for French films and books because as I'm doing French A-level, I think it's really good to sort of watch these sort of things, and yeah, it makes me feel intelligent, even though I'll have to watch it with subtitles on, and we'll probably have to pause it every 5 minutes. The last film I got was actually, this is kind of sad, but I can share it with you guys. I can't even say anything. I got One Direction, This Is Us film. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. It's basically like the biopic. It follows them around. I went to see it in the cinema because I'm a fangirl like that, and it's a lot of them in concert, a lot more than I thought it would be. I would say at least the third of the film was them singing, which I think is good, but I've seen them twice, embarrassingly, and I didn't really need to see much more of them singing, to be honest. I can just listen to the CD. I wish I'd been a lot more following them around, but it was really good and funny. So if you like One Direction, get this. Now I've shared that embarrassing secret with you, which my whole family like to tease me about. Yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a bit of slack. This is my only first only YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me suggestions in the down comment. I'll put all my social media links there as well. Please like and subscribe. The button should be up there somewhere. Bye.